you are chasing both smooth looking, blurry, filtered skin and natural skin, I can promise you it's never gonna happen. I had put up an Instagram story about what people wanted me to talk about or rant about, and someone brought up the topic of skin and how Instagram has ruined people's perception of skin. And it's so very true. We've been conditioned to think that real skin, or like what makeup looks like in real skin, is like very, very bad. Or if you can see makeup, it's done poorly. If your skin isn't poreless, first of all, your skin's an organ, by the way. And if it doesn't look like a filter, like you're basically a trash human. This is something I've felt very strongly about for a very long time. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Megan. I've been doing makeup for 15 years. 13 of them I worked for MAC, and doing foundation matches, doing people's skin, and managing people's emotions when it comes to themselves versus the makeup is like a very real thing. This is the truth though. Once you blur or cover your skin, you've changed the texture of it. You've changed the skin, and that's normal. So in this video, we're gonna talk about my 3 secrets to managing your expectations when it comes to realistic skin. And I'm gonna demonstrate kind of just like 2 different finishes so you can understand what I'm talking about. So if you want to make sure that your foundation routine doesn't stress you out anymore, please keep on watching. As always, I'm gonna start with Fix Plus Magic Radiance. But I'm gonna go in with Serumizer Eye. One of the most challenging things when it comes to foundation matching, this only started happening around 2016. I worked at MAC from 2012 to 6 months ago. And it really only started in 2016. And I've been in the industry since 2010. So it really only started in 2016, where I realized at the store one day that I was like, oh, we need to start talking to people more about the expectation of when they bring in a picture. Lip filler wasn't really a thing. Filters weren't really a thing. You had like known info about like celebrities and Photoshop, but when people are starting to bring in like pictures from people's blogs and, you know, lip swatches of lips with lip filler that had been edited, like I was like, oh man, people actually don't know, like there's a big difference between the two. And I think even back then, lip filler and liquid lipstick was the first sign where things were getting out of control, because people didn't understand why the two, like how can one person use the same liquid lipstick and have 2 entirely different looks. And unfortunately, that hasn't been managed in the industry as a whole. Like, why would it? That was like the first conversation I'd be having with anybody, is like, we need to talk about how you perceive makeup, how I perceive makeup, and like what it is that you're looking for. I'm gonna go in with Serumizer. Something that like I learned, and when I was developing like my like Miss Megan way of doing makeup, the difference between blurred, matte, smoothing, filtered looking foundation and therefore skin, and then natural looking foundation and therefore skin. Therefore, comma, skin. So secret number 1 is there's a difference between those 2 finishes. Smooth, filtered looking skin will not look natural. This is why I hate the word natural when it comes to makeup. You are quite literally asking to have the texture of your skin changed. Therefore, it no longer looks like real skin. And that's okay, but you have to understand that it's going to look like makeup because you're physically changing the texture of something. Where natural skin looks more like exposed, like you can see your skin still. You're not gonna get that like filtered look in the same way. Like they're 2 different things and they have to operate and stay that way. You can't have both. You can have good looking, blurred, filtered, smooth skin, but it's still not the way that natural makeup mimics natural looking skin. So I'm gonna go in with Studio Fix Fluid, and like realistically too, I feel that in my experience, this is just, what was this, the 133? The 133 Kitten Paw brush. Powder brushes put on Studio Fix Fluid the best. I don't care what anybody says. I think that the wanting makeup to look natural actually comes from a fear of being seen, a fear of putting effort into yourself, a fear of not looking like the average person. I genuinely do. And I understand that someone in the comment section is going to go like, well, no, I mean, like, I don't want it to be cakey. That's a given. Nobody You think that there's someone out there that wants cakey looking makeup? Absolutely not. Understand that it's a given that no one wants cakey makeup. So let's take that out of the equation now. People think that other people are gonna comment on their appearance, which a lot of you do. It happens everywhere. So it's like the less that can happen to you, the better it is. So Studio Fix Fluid, I've obviously applied it in a way because you can still see my beauty marks, but I'm gonna add another layer. Studio Fix Fluid is a blurring, smoothing matte finish. I would say the old one is like more intense looking. It sits a little bit more on the surface of the skin, where the new one sits a little bit closer. A lot of formulas now and technologies now, the foundation's job is to sit as close to the skin as possible. So old school matte foundations don't exist as much. I'm sure you can still find a few of them. This is probably gonna be the closest. So what Studio Fix Fluid is doing is it's adding a layer of matte finish, blurred, smooth skin. And the more I build it up and the more things, I never wear NCs because they're too yellow. I usually go for Cs because there's technically a little bit of peach in it, but like they read a little more olivey on me. This is very yellow, but we're just gonna go with it. Tech in NC25 is a little bit more neutral. Studio Fix liquids are more true to their undertone. So realistically, to kick back this yellow, I would need to go down to like a 15. I look like The Simpsons. No. Okay, wait, we're gonna just not do that. Oh, you know what it is? The last time I wore this was for a video, like a TikTok video, and I had mixed Serumizer into it, so it sheared it out. That's the other thing too. Your coverage level and your finish of your foundation also affects the color. So the color you wear at full coverage, there's a high chance that it's not the color you wear at sheer coverage. Yeah. This is C4. I don't know why the website says that there's peach in it. I'm trusting that there's peach in it. Because there's more green in this, like 100%. Okay, I feel better. If you have no idea about undertones, or I don't know anything about makeup, I don't know what to do, make sure you hit the link in my description and join my free Skool community. I even have a free long wear makeup guide. Like, forget the color. I don't even understand why my base doesn't make any sense. I have a free training guide on that as well that you can ask for once you join. When you want natural looking makeup and you want it to look as much as possible like skin, you should never be reaching for blurred, pore filling finishes, because again, that's changing the natural texture of your skin. Yes, you can pick hydrating things that like face and body that will look softer on like pores, for example, but to like really just drive my point home, naturally textured skin that gets covered is no longer natural. You're picking the more blurred kind of finish. So on this side, I'm gonna put face and body, and I'm C2, but I'm mixing C1 and C3 together. It's a friction activated foundation as well. So I'm gonna use a 109 to buff it in. I'm gonna explain to you what we're seeing. And at the end of the day, like, it's just a choice. Like, what do you want? What feels better? What looks better? What's more your vibe? But like, understanding that that's how finishes work, and finishes is different than formula. I was talking about this on a revival call last week. A formula is the base of your product. A finish is what it like looks like. Which brings me to secret number 2, is that if you do not know your goal, you will always be disappointed. This is why when someone's like just do my makeup for me, you're the expert, you will 100% be disappointed, because there is an idea that you have in your head. Maybe you don't know how to articulate it, but it's the same thing. Like, if you do not know small little specifics, as simple as like, I want to see a different texture on my skin versus I want to see my skin, you will end up disappointed. So this hasn't fully dried down. You can still see my beauty marks through the foundation. So again, this is still leaning on the more natural side, still with that smooth blurred finish, comparatively to this, which still just like looks like skin. And again, we can build this up and you can add more things to it, but this is like, are you trying to look more on the filtered, perfected side, or are you trying to look more fresh, fresh, glowy, easy. And I've said this so many times before, you can't pick this foundation yet without the other things that go with it. So if you have different goals for your skin, that requires different foundations, or it requires different prep, different finishing, so on and so forth. A little bit of Bright Forecast down. Oh, yeah, that's not Bright Forecast. That's Radiant Rose. I'm gonna put a little bit of the House Labs concealer and a hydrate with Fix Plus. And then I'm gonna buff this. Brush is too big. These things matter. Okay, I need to actually put Bright Forecast in to add a little bit of color correction. Same thing with powder. Like, you're not failing at doing your makeup. You're just unclear about what you actually want or what the product is supposed to do. There's always so much confusion with loose powder, pressed powder. Which one should you do and what's the right answer? So like if you're wanting blurred skin, it means we need to use a formula that blurs, like literally smooths out and blurs, so it sits more on the top. Its entire job is to take down shine, smooth out the formula, and make it not look like what your real skin looks like. So when you say, I want, you know, full coverage, I want it smooth as possible, and then you're like, well, it looks like makeup. Yes, it does. So this still very like natural, fresh looking, still has like dewiness to it. This is like totally flat. On this side, I'm going to use the Melt Skinfinish glazing powder. Is that even what it's called? No, Glazed Skin Sheer Finishing Powder. I don't know why I can never get this right. This is the closest thing I've ever found to like a combination of Studio Sculpt and Next to Nothing. So you can see now that this side reflects more light where this is so flat. And again, neither is right or wrong. And this is also why people's opinions don't matter on the internet, because you're going to like the side that, like when you're looking at this on me, you are going to like the side that is more so your preference. So like I always lean towards this. So when I'm like looking at people online, I'm naturally drawn to ones that look like this. I can still look at the matte side and go, oh yeah, that looks really good. But never in a way to say like, oh, you should really do the way that I like to do it. Like that's crazy behavior. I actually really like that. I don't think I generally don't set an entire face like this, but that's actually a really pretty combo. Ooh, I like that. Before we get into secret number 3, you are ready to reset your makeup game. If you have a makeup collection that you do not know how to use, it's your first time getting into makeup, or you just want to level up where you're at, make sure you hit the link in my description and join my Skool community. It is totally free to join, so you can actually start understanding the reason behind why all of these makeup tips and tricks exist. So I don't know what you're waiting for, but make sure you hit the link in my description to join. Now let's get into secret number 3, which is you are not prioritizing skin. You're prioritizing trends, or even in that case, prioritizing having this like massive skincare routine. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Your skin prep is key. It should be louder than your primer, and it should be more important than your foundation, because once that is in check, then everything else starts to make sense. And scrolling for a new blank is still not going to give you your answer. Because this side is more flat, I'm going to enhance it a bit by using the M98 Hyaluronic Highlight Balm throughout the center here. So now we're reincorporating that shine just to make it look a little bit more even. And I'm gonna hit right here too. And like I've said this in other videos too, listen, at the end of the day, you can wear whatever you want, but most of you guys aren't happy with certain things that are in your routine. I see it in my comment sections on TikTok every single day, all of the things that are going wrong with every single thing you can think of. I've seen people that have struggled with it. What I can do is actually press face and body on top of this. But I think that that's good enough. It's fine. I'm just gonna do one more spritz. That actually looks really good. I'm obsessed with M98 Hyaluronic Highlight Balm. Please. And no, you're not gonna come across Global Glow, obviously. Something that I've taken from like talking to so many people and reading so many comments is that a lot of people think that the main thing that's wrong with their foundation is like they didn't get a good color match, or that their skin sucks. And like, sure, there could be some truth to that. On its own, that's not necessarily the case, because there's so many things that go in to your foundation. It's the formula. It's the formula with your skin. It's the powder. It's the color of the concealer. It's the brush that you're using. It's the coverage level. Like, all of these things go into the perfect foundation. And I mean, watch any of my other videos to understand, because you could pick out the most perfect foundation color for you ever. You could still have issues with how you apply it. It could still go streaky. It could still not last. Like, makeup is a marriage of everything. I think I got it pretty even. The under eyes are off. A little bit of extra concealer. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what the most mind-blowing fact was that you learned in this video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a post. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram, all under the same name, at Miss Megan Robinson. If you want that free long wearing makeup guide, make sure you hit the link in my description, join my free Skool community, DM the word guide, and it will be sent over to you. Don't be late for school, and until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.